All right, we are back. It's episode 30 of Gathol, and we have a new player. DJ, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself as like a person, and then what's important to you, and then it could be nothing. So it's totally free form here. And then I want you to introduce your character and what they look like. Okay.
All right, yeah. So I'm DJ. I'm from Fort Kent, way up north in the Great Wall. Uh, I guess nothing's important to me, as Jason said.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, I like games. Always been around games. Always wanted to get into D&D and stuff, but never have until now, I guess. Um, but been an avid gamer my whole life, and
I definitely ran some D&D for you a few years
that's
ago.
true. That's
So
true.
that's just really insulting.
No, that's what got me into it.
He's been telling me this is his first time playing D&D. I even described to him how D&D is and how it works.
No.
Like I spent a half hour doing that.
I was so young at the time.
You know what makes it worse? Jason was in the game too.
No.
So I ran it for Jason and DJ, and it sounds like neither of them remember it. And I specifically remember Jason saying, "This is really cool. I'm going to steal some of these ideas."
Oh yeah, good artists borrow, great artists steal. It's
So my character is Celerindo. I'm a wood elf ranger who's a horizon walker. A little bit of backstory is I was defending the village, like my village from orcs. As a death blow was coming down on me, a portal opened up and I rolled into it. And since then, had a affinity for portals. Hence being a horizon walker and bit of an outcast who skirted on the outside of villages and just have always hated orcs since, and just that's kind of been what I've been doing, staying in woods and around that area and fighting off orc attacks.
all right, cool. So what we're gonna do is we are going to cut over to basically you all are traveling with the Dragonborn, who is taking you to their encampment, basically where they live and sort of use as a base to go to the town, which we'll call Topside, which is basically where the forge home sort of is or was, or that's kind of the approximation. We're heading there. And the Dragonborn is going to actually introduce you to a ranger they know that will help you to get into the town, because the town is overrun by machines and things. So he introduces you the rest of the group to DJ's character, Cylindriel. Is that right? Cylindriel?
Yeah. I'd say Celerindo, but yeah.
Celerindo. Okay. Cell. And he says this ranger here, he can sense when the rearranging is happening and use it to your advantage. And then we'll do a meet and greet right now.
Greetings, I am Coil. Please state your name.
I think you're muted, Josh.
No, I can hear him.
I can hear him.
Oh, I can't.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh. Greetings.
I believe he asked your name.
My name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Celerindo. Just a ranger.
So you know your way around these parts?
I know my way around certain parts and different parts, some would say.
Vague, I like it.
Sounds very useful.
Sounds vague.
And the Dragonborn says, "Well, I'm glad that you all are getting along swimmingly already. I'm sure you're going to be the best of friends." So not long after that, you all basically are kind of waiting around, and then Cell sort of says they feel like sort of a portal happening. Like there's like something is about to happen, a rearranging. And they lead you off into the woods, and then I don't know if any of you were here on the episode, but we did it once very early on in the campaign. Basically, you're standing in a place, and these like black lines almost appear out of nowhere, and they just sort of make like a box around you guys. And this sort of it would take you to somewhere. And what I'm going to have you do is Cell starts to like channel and sort of guide this flow of energy, and you guys start to rise off the ground. Cell, I'm going to need you to make a let's do an Arcana or Survival check, whichever one is higher, to see how well you can sort of guide this rearranging.
All right.
Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So we cut over to a town. So this is what it looks like for all of you. Is it cut off for you guys? At the bottom?
You just gotta zoom out.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I think it
It
is.
is a bit cut off,
Weird. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can expand it. Roll20 was acting a little bit weird earlier today, so
It was doing that to me earlier in the week too.
there you go.
Some more.
Ooh,
Alright.
That's a nice map. Look at your upgrades, man.
Oh yeah, this was a community submitted one. It's pretty cool. So this is sort of imagine a town, and also while you guys were preparing, you had to get disguises on. So you had to, because you knew that you were coming to this town, and this town is very like, it's one of those like post-apocalyptic towns. It's like cog punk themed. There's like sand kind of everywhere and rust. It's very like leather fingerless gloves and like the hoods. And like there's that. Imagine that sort of feel. So now I want everyone to describe their like cog punk apocalypse, what their character looks like, their cog punk version of themselves. So we'll start with Susie, and then we'll go backwards.
I have no idea. I just look at Coil like, dress me.
Well, Coil doesn't know either, so
Can I just be a homeless person?
yeah. So how do you do it? Do you just like put a couple holes in your shirts or something, or like?
Yeah, I just like roll around in the dirt a lot. My hair is like, everywhere.
Okay.
You don't know if I'm a man or a woman.
Okay. Bone Jake, how do you like punk or cog punk yourself up? I mean, you're already pretty punk, so
Pretty punk.
disguise kit. Oh wait, I don't think we didn't say this on camera. So we should probably do that.
Explain.
So Jeff's character Badger last episode became a full werewolf. So
Got eaten by wolves.
yeah.
Real bad.
So this episode, he will be playing one of the skeletons named Bone Jake, and basically they're a skeleton with like sort of like imagine like a punked out skeleton with like tattoos on their bones and that kind of thing. And he'll be playing that for the foreseeable future until they kill a god or something. Who knows? But yeah. So what does your character look like now? Like while he has to be cog punk.
So normally, Bone Jake would be kind of the ska thing, but also like most of the skeletons were pirates.
Mhm.
Let's be honest, that's where living skeletons come from. Played the bone marimba, basically just played his ribs with a couple things.
Yeah.
But no, he's got sort of the big pirate captain's coat, and he has just decked it out with gears.
Okay.
And has added a top hat and is also wearing sunglasses with that.
All right,
Or
Starfire.
Goggles.
Oh, goggles.
Absolutely goggles.
Goggles just like sitting on top of the hat. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the name of the lich?
Chexar.
Yeah, she went through a steampunk phase. So yeah, For a while we were the Lamplight Troubadours, and it was annoying. But we're
So you've actually gone through multiple. The band has gone through multiple iterations, and each.
she's very moody. Yeah, she was.
Okay, so what was the name of your band when you were all troubadours?
The Lantern Light Troubadours.
Okay. All right, Starfire, what do you got?
Yeah, so I think Starfire usually is like very dressed very stylishly, and very very clean and more towards the elegant side of things. And in this sort of like post-apocalyptic, dirtier, grungier setting, she's not feeling very comfortable. So she's still in her normal, like nice, like designer clothes, but she just has like a poncho over it, and then she's still wearing her outlandishly large magic hat on top too. And like as like dirt and grit keeps getting into things, she's like obsessively casting prestidigitation on herself to like clean out all the gunk and grime that keeps finding its way into places.
I like that Starfire just skirted it. Like it's like I don't want to deal with it. I'm just gonna put a skirt over it. All right, Coil, what are you looking like?
So, is this is the bad guy's place? So
Yeah.
I'd probably have to be like heavily disguised.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're gonna
Okay.
like if they identify you as a Warforged, it's gonna be real bad.
All right, so I'm gonna just have like a big like a cloak over me that I'm sort of like wrapped around me with my hood down and head down as I'm sort of walking about.
Cool. I've got an idea
I'm-
for you. See,
Okay.
if you were just on your own, you would look steampunk as heck, and that'd be great. But to disguise you, we have to make you look like really cheap and chintzy steam.
Okay.
Like we got to make
You're
you look like
fine.
you're like real bad.
Okay. So disguise me.
Yeah, we're gonna throw like all kinds of just non-functional gears on you.
This is like
We've got plenty of those.
Doesn't he need less gears?
No, because he's not. He's like
No,
he's like biopunk, whereas this is steampunk. So it's like very distinctly different, right?
yeah, not nice brass gears. We're talking like these cheap things.
So you're basically converting a
this is like
diamond to
painted
making
wood.
it look like a plastic diamond.
Yeah. Got some painted wooded gears for you. We're just gonna like nail those.
Are
on
you
real
painting
bad.
right on his like metal parts, like just like actual like paint?
I mean that work. Well, I mean sure, yeah.
is
All right.
this paint permanent?
No, not at all.
All right, so
Excellent.
Coil, what do you add to make sure that you put make sure everything's all good?
I put the biggest cog I can find and I use that as a shield.
All right,
And then I just let Bone Jake disguise me
all right.
with a 9.
DJ,
Or is
your
it- or am I more
character
helping his
has
check?
probably
I don't know.
been here once or twice, and you know that you're going into steampunk. So describe what your character looks like, but like you're already kind of like you probably got the fingerless leather gloves already on. And,
Yeah, so like my character basically looks like a Jawa with like a really like patched up cloak and like just like really run down type of outfit.
okay,
And, of course the steampunk goggles because we have to.
all right, cool.
Boneshake looks out of place just because he's actually wearing his goggles and has like a veil to hide the fact that he's a skeleton.
Yeah, he's actually just the skeleton.
I
All right.
also imagine Bone Jake having tricked Coil into wearing like a gimp mask or something. And Coil's like, are you certain I must wear this?
It looks
And Bone
great.
Jake's like,
It's not a gimp
Yeah.
mask, but there is a spiked
Yeah.
collar.
Perfect. So we sort of overlay. We see you guys like the city sort of like with the sort of dust rising off of it. The camera says top side in those big white letters, and then all of a sudden there's sort of like a flash off in the distance, and then we sort of zoom in on the city, and you guys arrive actually since he is able to guide you guys really well. You arrive over here. so like just in this area, in the bottom section here, and you're able to kind of ride this thing, and you see the lines sort of appear, and then like the forest that was there now just sort of is replaced by whatever was here. So like you guys were in this sort of nice wooded area, and you arrive, and that overtakes the like graveyard that you all are in. So like some of the stones and the mausoleums and stuff just went away. Like those are just gone, and you guys are overridden there. And of course, you all teleport in, and you're taking the like Terminator pose on the ground. That's the only way to teleport this way. You know, you sort of you get up, and then you're sort of it's nighttime, so you guys tried to like, you know, be as quiet as possible. But now you're in, and you have a goal of trying to meet with yeah, just go right into the castle. That's the goal. Trying to meet with the operatives of the rebellion here, or the freedom fighters, and they are in this building over here. And your objective is to get to there, and then rendezvous with them, and then try to get into the lower section of the city.
Looking around, is there general hustle and bustle, or like what's the scene in that respect?
I would say that it's not general hustle and bustle because it's kind of late. You know, it's a little bit later, but there are sort of those like steampunk like lights or cogpunk lights and camera and like things going around. You also notice there's like these like big spherical orbs. A couple of you guys have fought them before. You know, the ones that shoot out the like little electricity and they slam into you. Those are sort of floating around as like sentries. So like there's obviously some sort of like 1984 type oppression going on here by these like sort of cogwork overlords and stuff like that.
Can I get a sense of, could I roll insight or something to get a sense of like how the general population is maybe reacting around them? Like, are they like keeping heads down, avoiding them? Did they just ignore them?
Yeah, go ahead and do that, DJ. What were you saying?
Where do we land exactly?
Right over here in this place. It's like kind of like you guys
You
kind
might
of
need
like
to zoom out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm good. I did that after. Thank you.
insight. Yeah. So you definitely pick up on the fact that there are those spheres are sort of watching the populace. Whenever they float by a person or whatever, like it's like how you act like when you know there's a cop watching you or something like that. You know, you sort of like want to be on your best behavior so it doesn't stop you. There are also like clockwork soldiers around, like the sort of more standard, and those walk around. Just in the 20 minutes you can kind of feel while you're getting your sort of yourself together after being teleported. Like you understand, like, okay, these people are watching. There's things going on. Blah blah blah.
Now would I know any of that? I've been here a few times. Like,
you may have been here once or twice, but you've definitely heard of that. Like, you know that like there are sentries. Like, you guys are gonna have to kind of sneak around and not make a ruckus in order to kind of get through this for sure.
Yeah, and I'd communicate that level of insight here. I'd say, like I think these sentries are all around. Like they seem to be watching everything. They don't seem to mind getting up in everybody's business. I don't know if they're gonna be able to know that we don't belong here, and I'd be afraid that we might be asked for documentation or some sort of paperwork. So let's all be on our best behavior.
What are these, Jason? What are the buildings made out of?
Like a lot of wood and a lot of stone. So it's like, it was once a dwarven like civilization. So there's a lot of stone, but like it's expanded from there. And this is like a pretty old city too. And not only that, but it's like a post-apocalyptic one. So imagine like rust and stone and metal and more cogs and rust, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Do I hear anyone or see anyone speaking, since I can hear them if I can read their lips and they're speaking common? So what are they speaking? What are these people speaking, Jason?
There aren't really a ton of people. Like at this point, like people aren't really in like a stop and chat mode because it's like nighttime, so they're sort of hustling by or walking briskly by like sentries. If they seem like they have a purpose at this point.
A lot of people alone, or are there people in groups?
There are some in groups and some alone. Yeah.
Okay, so we won't look strange because we're in a group.
Yeah.
So let's get moving.
All right.
Let's find some alleys to get
So
sneaky down.
you have a few options here. Do you want to go like up the street, like this northern street here, like this middle street, the bottom one, sort of near the sort of main entrance here? You want to try and cut through some buildings and some alleyways? Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah,
How-
cut through some buildings and alley.
I'll leave it to the rest of the group, but my opinion would be that we should go through the center of town because I think hiding in plain sight is going to be our best bet. I feel like the north and south boulevards will be, I don't know, less likely to blend in. And then if we need to cut and run, we'll have more places to hide.
How well do we fit in?
I mean, you think you fit in pretty well, like as long as you don't do anything overt or like, I'm gonna have you make a check and stuff. But like, as long as you don't do anything overt or make a lot of noise, like you guys can probably make it.
Yeah. So Cylindrical just says like, as long as we're not like doing anything suspicious and we go right through town, we should be okay.
So Starfire, you're thinking the most direct path? Was that what you were saying?
Yeah, I'm thinking, through the town here.
Through the town. Okay.
And then,
I thought
you
were.
kind of through all the little
I
alleyways.
thought you were
yeah,
saying
and then
north. Sorry.
no, I was saying not to do those roads to the north and south because I feel like
They're too
that's where
main.
patrols would be. To the
Yep.
south is going by the main gate where all the guards are going to be. But if we're cutting through here, I feel like there's going to be just a lot of people we can kind of blend in with.
Okay.
And if we need to, we can cause a real ruckus and tip over apple carts and all that sort of fun stuff.
which is exactly what I'd expect from a group of adventurers told to be quiet. All right, cool. So you kind of walk through the middle of town. Let me see here. So Coil, I want you to give me a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
All right.
Those are fun. Also, update. The name of the skeleton steampunk band was Skogleton. She was not very creative.
Skogletons? Okay.
Skogleton.
All right. So you guys get to about halfway here. You're in this sort of like tree area right here, and you're kind of getting ready to make the cut across from these buildings to here. And Coil, you notice something that just it like hurts you in your core. So in these like, so there's like trees and stuff in the middle, but inside of this area it's sort of like one of those things where it has like the like sort of a barrier on the bottom, like there's stones and there's like dirt and stuff like that. Inside of that area there's like the remains of Warforged, like there's like a a torso, an arm, like they're up on pikes, like it's some sort of effigy to like, we have killed these people, they are bad, like that sort of thing. Like they're like, we don't want these people here, and these are sort of the trophies of their conquering of the Warforged. You made the Constitution saving throw, so you don't like throw up oil or anything like that, but it still is shaking.
That's some rude public art right there.
How much art? Like, so okay, describe. Is this like a major thoroughfare through the city?
Yep.
Is there a lot of traffic here?
There's not a ton, but there are definitely like sentries. There are a few sentries around, but not a ton of like actual human or dwarf traffic right now.
Okay. And how many? Like, is it like lined? Is it like the whole tree line?
Yeah, there's
like,
a lot. Yeah, you'd think it would be like 100 to 200 dead, like just.
Okay.
I think Zalzu could put these guys back together.
Negative.
Ugh. Sorry, pal.
All right, so
Let's continue.
Yeah.
so are you gonna cut through?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. So you guys eventually make your way into this building. In this building, you meet up with the sort of the locals. There are 6 of them. 3 dwarves, 1 dragonborn, and 2 humans. One of the dwarfs introduced himself as Merrick, another one as Glaverick. The human is Foy. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll finish the dwarfs. The last dwarf is Brutmech. The humans, which are both females, are Foy and Molly. And the dragonborn is Dendi. And they all say, thank you so much for coming. We have been trying to get a key to go down into Forge Home for quite some time, and we had heard how well you did at the Golem factory, and we're wondering if you could help us. I think that would achieve both of our goals. Am I right?
We're here.
Yeah.
We're here at your beck and call, man.
Affirmative.
What do you have in store for us today?
All right. So, the first thing
Great.
is, I definitely want you to take a look downstairs. I think there's something down there that that you guys would like, and then we have a couple of ideas, but I
where we
don't
headed?
know if it's. Basically, we need a key, and the keys. There used to be a few more ways
I've lost
down
sound. I don't know if you can hear
below,
me.
but they've closed a lot of them off.
Right.
So now the only way to get down is through the castle, and you need a key.
I can hear you, Starfire. Can
Oh, sorry. Do you want to try quitting out of Discord and coming back? Oh, he can't hear me. Yep.
Okay, sorry, I lost sound. I asked you a question and then I lost sound.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear the question. What was the question?
The question was, what do we? Yeah, we're here at your beck and call. What can we do for you today?
Yep. All right. So basically, the only way to get down is with a key, and then we have to go through the castle in order to do it. To get a key, they only give them to high-ranking clockwork officials or clockwork agents. So if you could find an agent, a human, and get it off of him, or find a high, like a clockwork agent of some kind, a high-ranking one, not the orbs or the soldiers, but someone else, that would be a good thing for us. And then they would have the key to be able to get down into the Forge Home underneath.
When you say clockwork agent, are these also constructs, or are they humanoids? Humans or whoever.
Yeah, one of the other dwarves says, "Yeah, it's one of them constructs," and he spits.
Mixed company here, pal.
Where do you suggest we locate one of these agents?
One of the human females says, I have a tip on one of the agents. I can fill you in on that in the morning. And the one of the dragonborn pipes up and he's like, you could go after one of the high-ranking clockworks. I hear the assassins have them. If you could take down one of them, you'd be able to get one of the keys off their bodies, and you deal with an assassin at the same time. But you'd have to find someone who you think that might be a target. That I don't know. These are, of course, there are other options. Those are just the 2 that we have offhand.
The assassins?
Yeah, every once in a while when one of us gets caught, or a human or a dwarf gets too uppity or gets caught by one of those spheres, they send an assassin to kill him at night if they don't kill him right on the spot.
I mean, maybe this is where a little maybe this is where creating a bit of a mess around town is our specialty can come in. I mean, maybe we can do something to provoke an assassin to reveal themselves for us.
Do you feel like that's best?
I mean, things that don't belong to me are kind of my specialty, so I think trying to find one in public and just, bump into them and see if we can walk away with something.
I'm wondering, I mean, I guess if we just need a key, we don't necessarily need to fight or kill anyone. We just need a key. But my thought is, first of all, we have Coil. I'm sure if they saw a Warforge, they'd want to take care of business. I'm sorry, Coil, but I'm speaking truth here.
Oh yeah, they'd kill him on the spot for sure.
Yeah, but that sounds like a 5-line brawl. That's
not
exactly
my point. We could make a fake Coil. I can cast a little bit of illusion magic, cause a little bit of a hubbub. Suddenly, they can't find anything. So then they're going to be looking for some Warforge kicking around. And then maybe we can provoke them into some sort of ambush on our behalf, in our benefit, and take care of business.
Or we can just listen to the woman that was talking about 2 seconds ago, and she said she'd tell us in the morning. Did you all miss that? The non-violent plan?
But that was for the
she says, official. It's still violent. You're going to need to take it off of one of the high-ranking officials. she shuts us up. Roll intimidation.
Wait, you want me to roll intimidation?
Yeah. You just shushed her.
I'm shushing her because the boys aren't listening.
You can feel free. I want an intimidation roll. That's what I want. Okay.
So
I was listening. I want to know what one of the high-ranking officials is. I just want to.
Yeah.
I want to lift it off her without, or him without.
I would like to listen to both options and not act this evening.
Perhaps Bone Jake could sneak in undiscovered and pocket the key with his masterful thieving abilities and sneak out under the cover of darkness without ever being located.
I like it. I like this cover of darkness.
I like this plan.
All right. We've prepared some rest area for you, down below. Feel free to take, a long rest, whatever you call it, and then we'll meet back up here in the morning. All right, so you guys go downstairs, and you will find here in this room in the basement one of the teleportation circles. So you guys can tell, like, there's a waypoint from here to Gathol, so you don't need to teleport in every time using cell.
Waypoint discovered.
Yeah, waypoint discovered. And at this time, we will also give DJ a necklace. So one of the items here that we kind of use as part of this game is basically this amulet that at the end of each session, it just teleports you back home to Gathol. So basically everyone starts and ends at the same place so that it's like the continuity of the game works. So it's sort of like an in-game item, but really it's to help make sure that the out-of-game stuff makes sense.
Okay, so everyone just like has a shared Hearthstone, pretty much.
Yeah, that automatically hearths when you're at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
And you can never take it off.
Yeah, you can never take it off.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gone forever.
Mm-hmm. All right. So while you are asleep or resting, I believe Starfire and Cell are elves. You two only have the half sleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. So
and I don't sleep.
Right.
I'm a skeleton. Elf. Who doesn't sleep?
No, you still have to sleep. You still have to sleep like a normal human.
I'm the only one that's sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, the might
curled up like a little pup, like in a little. Like...
All right. So while you two are asleep, Molly, which is the person who talked about the high-ranking official, while you guys are just up anyway, she's up as well, and she wants to kind of converse with you a little bit. She's like, let me fill you in on the high-ranking official.
Sorry, who is she talking to?
Both of you, because you're the two that are awake, like
Okay.
and like up and doing stuff. Like you probably don't stay in the basement for like all 4 hours.
Yeah, we're only there for 4. We only need to meditate for 4 hours.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm also awake.
Right, but do you want to like you can't move around while you like you have to like sit still by your like.
No, I don't think so. Go on, but I'll check.
All right, yeah. I thought you had to like be inactive. All right, so she explains that there's a large warehouse over here. In an inactive, motionless state. Yeah, it means you can't talk.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you want to,
when I hear them talking though, I could just get up and go talk to them.
Yeah, but then you'd be awake and you wouldn't get your rest. I mean, if you want to be fatigued, you're welcome to it.
Listen. Yeah, it says you can also listen, so I guess you could choose to listen to the conversation, and then if you want to break your sleep, yeah.
All right, so in the warehouse over here, this area, tomorrow, a man is going to go there, and he's one of those high-ranking officials. He's checking on his, important wares, his expensive wares. So if you go there at noontime, you'll be able to find him and get the key. She says the key is basically like it's like a big cog this big, but it's made out of a special material and specific designs to be able to let people activate whatever door they have. I've only seen them.
Oh, so it's not just like a little key I could palm or something.
No.
Yeah, so like I ask her, I'm like, so like, is there a way for us to take it without him knowing?
Oh, it's like the thing we put on Coyle's head.
I mean, you might be able to do it, but
Like his shield.
It's big, like he'd probably notice it, or I mean, if you don't want to kill him, you could knock him out or something like that. I suppose.
Yeah, you say this is a man. This is not a machine.
Does he wear it around his neck on a chain?
I don't know. I don't know where he
Just
wears it.
That'd be rad.
I don't know where he wears it. She says, but yeah. I mean, he's just a human as far as I know. He's just He's rich,
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the socio-political relationships here.
Yeah.
So how is it that you came by this information?
Well, I kind of, I'm a spider. I sort of find people and I pull on threads and figure out where things are going. It's how I'm sort of the social person of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at you, Sel, and she says, "What were you saying?"
Yeah, so I just wonder, like, does he have a security detail or anything like that?
Most of the rich people around here travel in there's so much security everywhere that they don't really need to bring extra. So, I mean, if you follow a man and if you're too loud, the sentries will be there, right away. But if you could do it quick enough, you might be able to do it before they get there.
What about inside the warehouse? Would we be able to get in?
Maybe
they wouldn't expect that.
I don't know.
What kind of wares?
I've only cased the warehouse from outside. I've never tried the door.
No idea what wares he peddles in.
I think it's like figurines of some sort, like small, beautiful metal figurines.
Interesting.
Could we make him a business offer? Grab it while he's not looking.
I mean, this is the information I know. I think you guys are the experts in this. If you want to come up with a plan, feel free.
Well, I thank you for the information. I think it's something we can talk with everyone in the morning. Doesn't sound like there's anything immediately we need to react to here.
All right. Well, remember tomorrow at noon, and she bangs the table twice and then goes upstairs.
Okay, thank you.
The problem I have with this plan is the noon part.
Yeah, I'm assuming we won't sleep till noon.
All right. Anything else you want to do before we do take a long rest?
I'm all set.
All right. We take a long rest. All right. So in the morning, the only two people there kind of making breakfast is the two dwarves, both males, and they're making breakfast for you guys, but everyone else is gone. They're out doing their own things.
It's breakfast.
Yep, they cast breakfast on you.
Over breakfast, I explained the situation with the warehouse and that we're expecting them to show up around noon. I mean, it sounds like that their security will be somewhat low, but there's just a general, environment of security around the area. So whatever we do, we should try to be quick or quiet or both, or clever. That would be nice.
Can I use the joint
It's a
like early in the
humanoid.
morning?
I have a couple spells that will actually be effective against humanoids, but not the robots. So that's on you guys.
What were you saying, Jeff?
Like early in the morning, could I case the joint?
Yeah, sure, we could do that. Why don't we do
I
it
wanna case it.
after? We'll do it after breakfast, okay? All right. Anyone else? So you guys can respond to what Starfire just said.
Yeah, I'm better against humans. I think, because I can, make them silent and I can hold them.
Yeah, I just
Can just go. Shh.
Yeah, I can shush
I-
them.
I can disrupt vision with a little bit of fog. Maybe we can do something with that.
That's good.
Yeah, it sounds like. Yep. Sorry.
I have a noise dampening drone. It will create an area of silence where no sound can escape.
Sounds much cooler than what I could do.
Yeah, that sounds pretty useful here. If they're checking on their goods in the warehouse, should we try to sneak into the warehouse first and then get them inside?
That's what I was thinking. Catch them inside, but at least expect it, and don't cause a stir on the street.
Yeah, no, you don't want to stir on the street. You want to stir inside. And to lock them inside too so they can't leave.
We should case the place and find out how many exits there are. Perhaps we can lock him in.
All right, and we'll cut from that to casing the joint. So you guys make your way back over. It's much busier now. There's markets going on, people selling, people trading. Imagine your classic 80s post-apocalyptic type scenario. Like, there's all kinds of people yelling at each other. Like horses with carriages that like the wheels are cogs and they have weird things spilling out of the back of them. That's sort of just going on everywhere. Definitely you can see every once in a while someone super rich walk by, and it's sort of a thing. Like they kind of like you almost think like how Starfire acts around you guys kind of actually works in this society, because it's like that's actually how someone who was rich and had an entourage would walk around. So if one of them looked at you like Starfire, you're sort of recognized as the person who owns the rest of them, basically. All right.
Play
Not
along with
sure Starfire wants to own Hobo Susie, but
Starfire does keep the dirty poncho on throughout this, but she's she's not into ownership, but
right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's
we-
like the impression that you would
might.
give.
Sure.
given everything else going on with you, I think the dirty poncho stands out more than anything.
How does the size of this town compare to, say, Gathol?
Oh, this is much bigger, and like
Much
the thing.
bigger.
The thing is like it's like bigger than it in the fact that like there's commerce, right? So there's trade both in and out of the city, and then you also know that there's an underneath of it too. So there's a
Sure.
like Forge Home, the big place is right underneath it. So while you can't go there, it is included in it, you know.
Okay.
All right, cool. So you make your way over there. So like where do you want to be while you're casing it? Do you want to just all 5 of you circle around the building? Like what do you want to do?
I think I want to
don't
stay
think we wanna-
outside of the building.
I think you
Well,
guys should act casual, and I'll do a circuit and take a look.
Okay.
All right. So where are you going to act casual, I suppose?
I'm gonna find a little spot to
Is this
sit
like a
and
market
beg for
square or
money.
something?
Oh, there's like a little
Yeah,
market square over here.
Yeah.
Can
And
you
then
ping
where's
the
the-
build?
Yeah, it's
the,
this
the
building.
building
right
we're
here.
casing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right here, there's like this is where the like the mining is done here, the sort of topside mining, and like you'd think that these are the warehouses that they would store those things. Yeah, there's like a little. It's like not exactly a marketplace. It's just like where people have like carts and stuff. So yeah, I mean yeah. So everyone is there except for Bone Jake. Is that the only person who's going to go up
Yeah,
to the building?
You guys pretend to shop. No.
I'm going up.
Oh, Gary, I heard you
Door.
say I'm going up, and then I lost the rest.
Sorry. I'm going up. I'd like to stay near the building and keep an eye on the front door to see if this guy's showing up early.
Okay.
But I'm not like approaching the building necessarily.
All right. So you're kind of like over here-ish. All right, got it. All right, so we will go with Bone Jack first. So Bone Jack.
Jake.
Oh, sorry, Bone Jake. Yeah, right. So you go up to this building. It's a large building. Let me get the visual of it here. So there is it's like a large stone building. Basically just like a straight rectangle with only one large warehouse door as an entrance or exit, and that is on this side. So facing this way. So it's like right here. It's just like a large door that sort of goes up and down like a garage door. Wait, no, it would go side to side. Up and down is ridiculous in this scenario.
All right. All right. Any windows or anything?
Nope, no windows.
No windows.
Yeah, just like a large stone building. You think like these sorts of warehouse could be used for multiple things, like if there's no windows for them, you know. And also give me an insight check for me.
Insight. Okay. Hey.
You think the likelihood of
This is
someone
my deal.
getting super rich off of small metal intricate statues is probably low, but drugs inside of those statues are probably high.
Do I see the doors open ever? Like, are there people going in and out, or is it pretty shut?
So let's establish a timeline. So how early do you guys want to get here? So if it happens at noon, like if the guy is supposed to be here at noon, like when do you want to get here?
Right after breakfast is when I want to get there.
Yeah.
Like 9, 10?
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, like 9.
As early as you'll let us.
So we'll get there at 9. Okay. So how long do you want to wait to see if this door opens or not?
I don't know. I mean, I'm taking my time. Like I'm not being super obvious about it. We'll give it a good hour.
Okay. Yeah. The hour goes by and no one goes in or out. So you're now at 10 o'clock. While that's happening, you guys are waiting. I want to hear some awkward banter between Coil, Susie, and Cell as you guys are trying to pretend like you're doing stuff over by these carts.
Oh, I'm panhandling.
Okay,
'cause
you're panhandling.
I've been buying a lot of fucking potions.
So how do you panhandle? Like, what's your shtick?
I put out my bucket. I like look real sad and pathetic and dirty.
Okay, give me a performance check.
Yeah, I have that. Can I cast guidance on myself beforehand?
Yeah, you can. I mean, Slune sort of like, you're using it for this, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey, it's not that bad.
All right.
Okay, I have a negative. Look
Yeah,
at that
so
19.
you start
Wait, I gotta roll a
panhandling.
D4.
You start panhandling it, and like some people feel bad for you. They throw a couple of gold, so you can give yourself 2 gold, and you get a couple of loose cogs in there as well.
Well, I gotta use those for later.
And then I can get some spare change.
All right, Coil and Cell, what are you doing?
So is this like? Are they selling carts? Is this a cart parking lot?
Yeah, it's more of a cart parking lot. Yeah, and there are people here, and they'll sell you stuff if you want, but it's more of like a parking lot. Yeah.
Well, it's not like a market.
Coil says to Selendrill, I really thought this would be a market. Who brings their carts here to park them? Honestly.
Yeah, I reply to Coil and I'm like, it seems pretty strange that they would park their cart away from the market and carry their supplies to the market.
I believe the people of this town to be somewhat foolish.
I mean, so I'm gonna look like, what are people selling here? You said they're willing to sell. Like, what can I see?
Yeah, I mean, so mostly people here are like, this is like sort of their off day. Maybe they're repairing their cart or loading it for like another day of marketing or something like that. There are people that sell like all manner of things. Give me a investigation check. Are you looking for interesting things or like magic things or?
I guess anything of interest.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You find this guy who's like, he's selling like plants, like, so in sort of like steampunk worlds, like potted plants that like bear fruit and stuff are kind of rare. It's pretty dusty in here, so he's got some interesting stuff. And he's trying to sell you, like, he's like, well, I didn't bring these to the market today because they're super special, so I don't even know if I actually want to sell them. And he like has this little plant, and it's like growing these like little like what you might think of like prunes or like some sort of like plum type thing. Yeah. Like, he's like, they're really good. They got antioxidants. They got plenty of healing properties.
Okay. So being like a type of ranger who's kind of lived in the woods, like, do I recognize this plant, or like, have I seen anything like it before?
Yeah, give me a survival check. Okay. So you kind of know what sort of plants would do the things that he is describing, and these are not them. Like, he's definitely trying to sell you some magic beans right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna like I don't think that's in my budget today, and I'm just gonna kind of walk away from him and like try to get back to Susie and Coil.
All right. Is Starfire, are you still gone, or are you back?
I'm back.
Okay. Could you try to reconnect? I don't have your video.
Oh, sure.
DJ casually drinking Monster at like midnight. Like,
I'm driving back home tonight, so.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
Yep, I can see you. All right, cool. So Starfire, you're just standing there for like an hour all by yourself,
I
looking
am
at this.
so bored. I am so bored.
Tell
I
me.
meant, like,
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
sorry. This is like a big field, right?
You're actually in a graveyard. You're just chilling.
Shit, it's a graveyard. Okay. I feel like I'm like, I don't know, just like walking around and like looking at like reading the different gravestones and just kind of like kicking stones as I'm like pacing up and down different. I think I'm like wrapped. I have my attention wrapped on the door here for like 10 minutes, and after that, like I'm not as focused as I need to be. I think
Okay.
I'm still looking, but I'm like, like, oh wow, there's a lot of abbots here.
How long were you trying to hide, or were you trying to hide?
I'm not trying to hide. I'm just trying to not get in trouble.
Okay. So one of the things that you do notice while you're chilling in this graveyard, no one comes to the door in the 10 minutes. Like your attention wanders very fast. But you do see a bunch of those like orbs and clockwork dudes inspecting the area where you guys teleported in, because it's like a weird cube of a different terrain in the middle of a graveyard, and some of their graveyard like went away. So you see a bunch of them like investigating it. They're like picking things up. They're examining it. Like they have like their, the goggles with like the multiple like like lenses to like zoom in on stuff. They're like really digging in over there.
Oh damn. Okay. So I think if I see that, I'm gonna. So where are they? Like in this area? Is that where we phased in?
Yeah, exactly right over there.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna like go over here. So maybe I can't see the door any longer, but I think I'm like over here paying my respects. Maybe I'm using minor illusion to create like a thing of bouquets in my hand.
All right.
And I'm just kind of like half mourning, half watching whatever they're doing and trying to see if they have like a scent that they're following, perhaps.
All right. So that'll be the first hour. So Bone Jake, back to you.
I want to find people looking for work.
Oh, actually, you know what? Now might be a good time to take a break. Let's take a break before that,
Okay.
and then All right. So going on break.